Yes.
Let it ride a little bit.
Yes, sir.
I got them shits flying like spiders. I like my truth uncensored. My whole network fight. 12 and a half, get you a quarterback. I got them shits flying like spiders.
Welcome to another episode of the Uncensored Truth Podcast. I'm your brother, Old Guy from Hip Hop News Uncensored. And sitting across me, as always, is my co-host.
What it do? What's good? It's your brother Sam and Viral Hip Hop News. We are live. And it's a motherfucking Friday, man. What's good? It's your brothers, the Uncensored Truth Podcast, in the building live exclusively on the Uncensored Truth Podcast official channel. Oh, God, what's good, my brother?
What up, man? I'm excited to be in the building once again. Friday, it's a beautiful day out. It's warm on the East Coast, man. So, we always, this is our favorite part of this, man. Getting in front of the people, going back and forth with the people and talking about, what went down this week, man. We got quite a lineup tonight, though, Sam, man. But how was your day today, though, bro?
It was real productive, man. I got in the gym. I got busy as always, how we always do. Our morning repertoire, our morning routine.
Yes, sir.
Real excited to come in here and do our damn thing. You never know what's going to happen on the Uncensored Truth Podcast live on Friday. Like you said, we got a great lineup. Shout out to everyone that's watching. Make sure you hit that like button, drop them area codes like y'all know how to do.
Yeah.
And appreciate everyone that's going to listen on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, and all major online outlets. Y'all heard the song, the new theme song. Gonna let that rock one more time.
Yes, sir.
Courtesy of Riz. But yeah, man. Oh God, how was your day, big dog?
Oh, it was great, man. Great. Like I said, I couldn't wait to get in here today, get in front of the people. As we were chilling earlier, we seen there was a few breaking news stories, and a lot of people started hitting me up on Instagram, letting me know. I seen it already, but I was like, we waiting till we get to the podcast tonight to officially address what went down. Everybody's looking at the title there. They see that it's been a breaking news between Chris Darden and Eric Holder. If they didn't find that out, we're going to talk about that tonight. Also Nipsey Hussle's brother Black Sam has put out a statement pretty much. We're going to talk about that. Also, Young Thug. Young Thug was targeted earlier in Miami with the drive-by. So, a few topics tonight we're going to talk about, as we always do, and, rap with the people a little bit. Get out of here tonight, though, bro. We
love what we do, man. 215 is in the building. Handling Jones, we see you. 720 Vegas is in the building. 404-318-337 is in the building. If y'all hear me lisping, hold on. I see 510 the Bay Area. What up? I got these new Invisaligns in my shit right now. So if I sound a little crazy, I'm getting used to the shit.
Right.
But we're going to keep it moving in the building, man. Yeah, that's a hell of a lineup. Can't wait to get to it. We see Youngstown in the building. Yeah. Louisiana is always in the building. 318, what up? 330, what up? 585-209-516. We're in the building this evening. We see you.
Yeah.
What up?
Definitely. So, yeah, man, we're going to jump right into this one. As you're coming into the building tonight, please do us a favor, hit the like button, and make sure you can. Just go ahead and share this with one other person. Share it on your Facebook timeline or send them a text message. Let them know that the Uncensored Truth Podcast is live and direct right now, blazing through your speakers wherever you're at in the world. You could be in the Cayman Islands. You could be in Europe, Africa. We are now blazing right through the speakers tonight. So I'm gonna get right into this one. I'm saying, man, we're gonna talk about this one. We were kind of talking about this in the pre-production when we both seen it earlier. It was like one eyebrow, went up. But after Nipsey Hussle was slain in front of his store, one of the other big events that happened, that Chris Darden, when he went to court, pretty much represented him. Now, if we don't know Chris Darden is the one who prosecuted O.J. Simpson in this double murder trial. Well, earlier today, there was actually a court hearing where, as you can see on the screen, people who will watch it later will see Eric Holder there in court. But missing was Chris Darden. Now, Chris Darden actually resigned, quit, citing the fact that he received death threats. He was receiving threats from different people because he stood beside Eric Holder. And we did talk about it. We didn't put the story out. We talked about his daughter also receiving death threats. But this was the last straw for Chris Darden. He is now officially off the case. He will not be defending Eric Holder right now. This is the breaking news, and this changes a lot. We talked about this, Sam, man. But what were your thoughts when you heard about Chris Darden no longer representing Eric Holder?
Well, there was a lot going on behind that. And when everything started dropping and we seen Eric or Chris Darden's name get dropped, we were like, whoa.
Right.
And a lot of questions came about on who paid for that retainer to get somebody like that, Where'd that money come from? How long was he in? Was the situation going on? And what's going to happen after? And we were looking forward to May 10th because we knew that was going to be the initial hearing.
Right.
Looking forward to see what Chris Darden was going to say in representation of Eric Holder, and he's nowhere to be found. And now we hear it was because of death threats. And the first thing I heard when I thought of death threats, I'm like, damn, there must have been some kind of death threats. Death threats that we can hear, or death threats that we could get on Instagram or Facebook or social media. Those that easy for you to just say no. Now I know that your family and things like that were getting death threats and things too, but I mean, they weren't getting that with OJ. You weren't hearing that before. Now I know we're on social media and it's different now, but what I'm trying to get at is I'm sure this isn't the first time he had to deal with something like this. He's a high profile attorney. He's dealt with things like this before.
Right.
So now, because you're getting some, I'm sure they kind of crazy, but man,
it might be elevated.
I beg some questions.
Yeah, and we'll get into that, but just to kind of take a different approach. It could be elevated because everybody and their mama like, yo, we seen this dude on the camera do it. Everybody said, we still haven't seen the Marathon film or the T-Mobile or other stores film, but everybody close to Nipsey at the time said we seen him. It was him pretty much. You know what I mean? People are thinking like, why in the hell would Chris Darden defend this guy? What are you trying to do? It's just a publicity. Everybody was talking about maybe clout, looking for money and whatever, but we found out that he was, I think, worth $1 million or $2 million, his firm at least. So it's just like, a lot of questions do remain. This definitely changes the narrative a lot, but it probably could have been a lot of pressure. You know what I mean? People, his daughter, his daughter could have been, because maybe with the OJ, I mean, probably wasn't around at the time, but or very young at the time, his daughter, it wouldn't affect him now. Now she's older. Maybe she got in his ear and said, Dad, this is a lot. Somebody convinced him, or as Sam Mann is going to bring into this, it could be something even more sinister about this whole situation here.
Well, I mean, and let's not get away from the fact that 100% agree with what you just said. The pressure was crazy, and he was getting a lot of backlash because of who in particular he was defending, and the type of backlash he was getting was very real. And it would beg the question: all right, are you already lost in this OJ trial? Why go and do this and just almost disgrace yourself in a way? Yeah. He might have been feeling that pressure. Okay, I can understand that a lot more. But he said, or a statement was out because of death threats. And when I think about that, and we all know what Nipsey represented, he was with the Rolling 60s, and I'm sure they were dropping things in inboxes and things like that too. I can't sit there and confirm none of that because I don't know. I'm just speculating.
Right.
But I'm also, and I don't want to sit there and go across the grain. I don't want to say the C word because we know how YouTube loves that.
Yeah, they love
but I mean, could this be maybe some law enforcement involvement? Now, I know people want to say let the man rest, and we are letting the man rest. No disrespect on anything, or no disrespect to Nipsey at all, but we got to ask questions, and I'm going to continue to ask questions until the investigation is solved. And one of the questions I have is the involvement of maybe the LAPD, because I mean, when I look at this situation and when we see the court hearings coming about, and we talk about the camera coverage like no other, do we have angles and things like that in 2019 to where we can see a lot more than we could see even in potentially or previously, like a Biggie and a Tupac. Now, Biggie and Tupac, their murders 25 years later, some odd years later, are still not solved. And I told you right here on this podcast a couple of days ago that if this wasn't for 2019, Nipsey Hussle's his case wouldn't be solved either.
Right. Yeah.
So
yeah. It's a lot of questions, come to mind, because even we was like, how come they didn't put that videotape? That's just one of the like 10 things that's maybe even more than that that's out of place with this whole situation. Why not release that footage? Maybe it could be graphic, but I sit back and I think, no, they released a lot of graphic stuff before when the guy arrested the young guy Junior in the Bronx. They showed that. They showed a lot of stuff. They showed people getting, police things, and I ain't even gonna say the word. We know what happened with police and black men and whatnot. They show that footage. They showed pretty much everything else. So cars missing from the scene, stories not matching up, the getaway driver getting away, scot-free, not really even knowing who that really is. It was like one picture that came out. But usually when a picture comes out like that, what was funny about it is like everything else will come out, because now somebody knows it and somebody will say, okay, this is their Instagram, this is their Facebook. I know these person now information. Nothing ever came out, about that. So it's just a lot. And everybody was waiting for me to do the video I said I was going to do. I still got the clips. But Nipsey, had a lot of problems with the LAPD. You know what I mean? For a while, a lot. And I'll show that, when the time is right. I'll show the film and everything because it was recorded. But it just goes to show. One day before or a few days, they said that when he had a video shoot, he needed extra security, and then they said he was in fear for his life. And then you got the tweet that says having strong enemies, you know what I'm saying, is a blessing. And then you have the fact that people try to say maybe that was the I forget the cat that he was supposedly beefing with, the blood guy. A blogger put out a story and pretty much debunked that and said, and it showed where he pieced it up with the blood set.
Right.
So it looked like he was about to shut a lot of money making activities down in Los Angeles. And then I know I'm going fast, but you got to follow me though, because it all goes together.
Right.
And then we found out his business partner says that he was working on something that wasn't going to just help LA, but every city. You know what I mean? He was rolling out something big. So it just go. I don't want to throw anything out there, but it just goes to show you that I think that this is way deeper than what people are willing, to admit with this whole situation. It's starting to look like that now.
And only time is going to tell and further our theory in this, the more it goes along, because a lot of people in the chat room, the little comments I was seeing, and like you said, we seen juniors in the Bronx. We seen that. As horrific as that was, we seen little clips that they shown already through camera and through phone of Nipsey and even the graphic details that we seen in that. But if it's out there, they're going to show it. And the more and the less we see, and now we're going to see what's going on with Eric Holder. And because we kind of put into the angle of all this whole thing in the C word, Chris Darden played a big role in that. And what's the move he's going to make now? I've seen a lot of people in the chat room saying that he could have took the case pro bono. Okay, cool. But you were trying to get
that happen. Yeah,
I doubt that
it didn't happen. He got paid. It was a fact they already showed. It was a private funding.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when was it? This theory that his dad was paid and things like that. People so it's not far beyond a stretch of imagination. But I mean, you can't take out or take out the facts that this could be something more involved in the situation. And until we get all the facts and until everything is correct and until we see everything really properly laid out on the table, when you look at what that brother was doing, like you were just saying, not only in LA, but beginning to go worldwide, only 33 years old, really getting under his feet into this shit for real, having meetings and shutting things down. I mean, he's starting to dig in people's pockets and starting to shut down certain things that really make this country go along. And we know what that is. Right.
Yeah. And, it goes deep, man. So, we would definitely, keep everybody updated on this. But now we do know that Chris Darden has removed himself. A lot of people speculated that he may do that earlier. But I thought that if Eric Holder had any chance, he would need Chris Darden would actually maybe work for him because, his expertise and knowing, the prosecution, especially there, he would have a shot. I don't think he stands a chance now without some type of high profile lawyer who who knows what type of defense, to put up. Now, I think he's pretty much at this point thrown to the wolves. If it was even, I hate to say this, but we don't know. We seen a blurry for somebody running from, we couldn't identify that person. We couldn't. That's just a fact in that video. Maybe if we just seen the other images, we could say, okay, that was him. So we just don't know. We're just going off who they saying it is right now.
Let me ask you this, oh God. Would this be very telling to you, or we'll find out a lot in who the next person to represent Eric Holder is going to be? So if his dad's pockets are as deep as they are, he's going to get somebody in there to keep outside of that public defender. So, I mean, what do you guys think? Do you think that it's going to be a situation? I'm asking you, oh God, and the people in the chat room, his dad's going to come back through, or he's just going to be shit down the river? And I mean, he's going to get hit up because the public defender basically is going to fry him. He's going nowhere with that.
Yeah,
he's done.
Yeah.
High profile attorney. It's a whole different conversation. So in the next couple of days, will it be very telling if he comes and gets a high profile attorney, or if he stays with the public defender? What does that tell you?
That's gonna say a lot as well. Also, another thing I'm thinking of, was there ever a weapon recovered? Was there? Did you ever hear about that?
No,
I never heard about that.
Shell casings.
I never heard of. So it's just a lot here, man, that I can't wait till it gets closer so more information.
Getaway driver.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot, man. Here that just remain. And then you got the C word, which we're not going to repeat here.
Hell no.
But then you got critical thinking. We're never ever going to be told not to think critically about a situation. I don't care how many people say what about this and that. We're always going to be thinking clear, thinking critical and concise to try to get to the bottom, of a situation. Because that's just what we do here.
We got to. It's only fair to people that are important, to people that were doing things in this world, the right things,
Right.
and somebody that made an impact like Nipsey Hussle did out here. And we love his music. I think that Dead or Alive, he had the best album of 2018 between him. It's a close 1-2 between him and Meek, and that's just my personal favorite of 2018. But Victory Lap was on a league of its own prior to his unfortunate passing, and now it stands on its own, of course.
Yeah.
But we can't just let that go by, that kind of impact go by without asking proper questions. We've seen historically how this country works. We can say what we want. We got to leave this alone, do this. It was this, it was that. But we know how this country historically works. We got to make sure that we hit all angles.
Oh, yeah.
And we do the proper justice.
Yeah.
Because other platforms and other high profile platforms and media outlets ain't going to do it. Yeah.
What do you think about, the constant stories coming out? It was a video that was released the other day. And it seems like every time that there's something changes. Like the video the other day was pretty much allegedly supposed to be Nipsey hugging and dapping up, Eric Holder. Then a day or two after that, the family said that wasn't. It's just so much, man, that this, it's like a roller coaster ride with this situation here. And this is definitely another dramatic turn in the course of events. But again, we'll keep you updated. But there's also, another twist to this story. Today that was pretty much released about the same time this story came out. Is Nipsey Hussle's brother, Black Sam. Now, according to a petition filed by Nipsey's brother, once again, Black Sam, he wants to take control of his brother's estate, which is valued, according to the article, of about $2 million right now. Pretty much saying that it could be, if he doesn't, that the estate pretty much is going to lose money, and he wants to pretty much come in and manage it. The best example I can give is, you got two guys, doing this, and one guy, God forbid something happens to him, the show has to keep going on. You don't just stop because you got a business entity, already built. And who better than your brother, Black Sam, somebody who's with you every day, pretty much raised you along with your parents, whatnot, to take control. If he knew your vision, if he knew what you wanted, to do. So right now is a petition in. Now the judge has yet to decide who will get, control over his estate. Naturally, it will be Lauren London if they were married.
Right.
But now it's up in the air about who will get control over the estate. Sam Ant, what do you think about Black Sam filing a petition to take control over his brother Nipsey Hussle's estate?
Man, well, first off, obviously you would agree with that situation, being obviously with brothers, and we can kind of feel for that and get that and understand that. But this is the fucked up part when it comes to wills and families and deaths, and as close as they are, money is something great to tear it apart. And anytime somebody has something big involved and there wasn't something lined up to where we already knew it was set in stone where it was supposed to go, you're going to get these kind of situations in it. Man, I hope it doesn't get ugly, because we both got big families. Yeah. We both dealt with death, and we both know how money can really fuck up situations.
Right.
So you really hope that it doesn't go on, especially in this situation where it's going to be all over the media. We're going to get every little bit of this. We're getting the sister wanted to do this. We're getting the brother wants to do this. The family can't do this. So everything is laid out right now. So you would hope it could kind of resolve peacefully to where we're not sitting here and it's not becoming a circus, especially for the family to have to consistently read every day. But your immediate reaction and thought would be, of course, Black Sam should go ahead. He knows the day-to-day operations. And most importantly, he knows Nipsey's vision. He was probably as close to him, if not close as Lauren was, as far as the day-to-day operations on how to properly move his business and move his machine. So it will only be right and be fitting for him to go ahead and take along those day-to-day operations. We see Marathon Clothing had to shut down its store temporarily because of a blessing, because of orders. They got to get that on track so that they can get back buzzing, get these online orders taken care of. People be patient with them so they can get that properly taken care of. But you don't want to see these things go away. And there's a lot of whispers that they should shut it down and this and that. I completely disagree with that. He didn't build it for it to shut down. So you're going to have somebody that knows the vision in place. Now, if Black Sam isn't the person because he doesn't like the paperwork or like this, maybe that's a different story. We don't know.
Right.
But from the outside looking in, the obvious choice to run day-to-day operation, take it from there, from Nipsey, would be Black Sam. Right.
Now, we do know also that Black Sam pretty much, supported Samantha's request to get guardianship over Nipsey's daughter. You know what I mean? So, there's, something there. But yeah, I agree, man. I think that, and the thing is going to happen. People say, well, why are people talking this, that, and the third? Because right now, this family's in the spotlight. They're in the public eye, more than ever. So now it's like when a court paper's filed, but there'd be a police report. These sites, go out and they look for this type of information, petition, whatever, and now they come and report it. And thus now we speak, about this. But it only makes sense, man, because with death, a lot more opportunities are going to come up for Nipsey's estate. A lot of people think that it's over. No, there could be a lot of things that could be done. So you're going to need somebody who's going to be able to, of a sound mind, execute that will and pretty much, be the CEO over it and make sure that continues to make money and continues to get dispersed correctly and, doesn't die. You know what I mean? Because we always talk about, Prince's estate, Michael, anybody's estate who,
Aretha Franklin just now.
Aretha Franklin. And another thing I'll say to people listening, no matter what age, I mean, I would say when you a sound mind, 18, you want to have these things in place because you never know. Because now you see he's 33. He didn't even have a will in place to dictate what goes where. So now it could turn into a situation where it could get ugly and you got to rely on a judge to decide who's going to be the executor or take over, the operations when Nipsey, would have had it in writing. It would have been no question. All right, Black Sam, boom. But he probably, he's young. Nobody's thinking that, at 33, 20, that you're going to be, killed, shot, or whatever. Right. But let it be a lesson. It's a lot of things that we can learn from this. That's one thing, to make sure you have your paperwork in order. It's tough. Nobody wants to do that. Nobody wants to, say, okay, when I die, where does this go? Who wants to do that?
Right.
But it's necessary because people are going to be fighting over that if you got substantial amount of wealth like Nipsey did.
One of our people, one of our moderators, Sia Bella, in the chat room right now, she said something a little earlier that I'm not going to ignore that shit. I've seen it and we're going to talk about it. We'll talk about it later though. She said something in regard to Black Sam. He kept going to jail though. Business kept getting raided too. So she has a little bit of opposition to Black Sam being it. And we talked about it a little bit in the pre-production, and we got to just give it a 360 degree if it's out there. We don't know everything. We don't know why he was in jail. We don't know any of the situations, but does his credibility go into question when you look at his past?
First I would need to know if Ciabella does know what was he accused of or locked up for. What was he charged with? For one, before but that doesn't necessarily have to. It could, but it doesn't necessarily have to. Who knows? What the situation is. But we know that we did. That's how we got introduced to Black Sam. That Nipsey was bailing him out. I think it was a pretty big bail
on the plane, and
right? It was $1 million bail. So
yeah.
what the hell was you doing? Your bail's $1 million. I don't know. Maybe the information, we ain't type to go digging like that. But if somebody knows, drop it, please. In the chat room. But yeah, it could, maybe not. But my thing is, who will be the best person to take over? That is who I would want to see do it. If it's him, it's him. If it's not, it's not.
Yeah, and overall, it just has to be done right. You want to see somebody continue it successfully because it was such great potential there, and the overall blueprint was so great. You just don't want to see that just get buried or taken and vultured or whatever. You know what I mean? Make sure that stays alive and stays going. I seen somebody in the chat room because I'm in there a little bit now. Nip is not Jesus. People need to chill. Shout out to no donating to gossip or entertainment for me, and that's true. I mean, no one's trying to ordain him as somebody being somebody more or anything like that, but he was more to his community. You'd be hell pressed to tell them people in that community he wasn't something higher than what we see out here in a regular human being, taking care of them, helping people out of jail. Somebody get out of jail, they're not expecting to have any employment, any job, any opportunity. They see Nipsey Hustle, this high profile rapper, looking at them like another human being.
Nipsey was real at the end of the day. He's real.
Talk about it.
He's real. We don't have no proof. I ain't even gonna go there. Nipsey was real. I don't want to offend nobody.
He was really out here helping people.
Right. Really. It's not a mythical story that someone made up. Nipsey was really in the hood, Vector 9, really doing stuff tangible, really had a blueprint, really, was reinvesting back in his neighborhood. Like a lot of these rappers talk about doing or postulate about doing. He was actually doing it, and he made himself, of a target for doing so. I think, in my opinion.
I agree. Definitely. Let me see what else is going on in the chat room.
Yes.
In the building right now. Drop them area codes in the building right now. I don't know why my phone be saying some weird shit, but I never get the proper number. That's what's going on. What we got in the chat room right now? What we got in the building watching right now? Oh God.
I can't. I'm on the opening number as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, see, I can't tell. But it's all good, man.
Yeah.
We in the building right now. Drop them area codes to the people. Let us know what you think about Black Sam taking over the business. Let us know what you think about Chris Darden.
Yeah.
stepping down, man. That's huge.
Yeah.
May 10th. We were looking forward to this day because, you know, we get some more information because we had our questions and wasn't expecting this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I was expecting it.
No, not at this point. Not at all. I did hear rumblings of it though. Some people was like he might just drop off, but it was definitely draw dropping, you know, to see, you know, him step away from this case. It definitely changes, you know, the whole dynamic at this point. But I see the area code starting to come in at 314-702-513-972-202 is definitely in the building. A few of them up here. Philly, I see you 954-404. If you're just coming in as well, make sure you tap that like button for us.
Let's give a little recap too. Oh God, man.
Yes, sir.
Let's give them a little recap of what we're talking about. I seen some new people coming in the bill. Not to cut you off, my bad on that. But yeah, we got Chris Darden stepping down.
Yeah.
He was in court today, or Herrick Holder was set to go to court.
Right.
We expected Chris Darden to come in the building to explain what we were going to see next, what was going on. He wasn't nowhere to be found. Stepped into court earlier, said, can he talk to the judge, said, can he be taken off the case? He's getting death threats, getting situations with his family and his daughters, and he had to get the fuck up out of there.
Right.
And we got our one to him. What you think about that, oh God, real quick? Just kind
of like I said, when I seen the thing come out about his daughter, you know, was pretty much being troubled and threatened. You know, again, we don't want to go down that lane, but it could be something deeper, or just could be he probably just came to his senses. Maybe the backlash was that. You know, I think if the backlash was hard. I mean, it's a different age. You talk about the OJ thing back then. It wasn't social media wasn't around like it was, you know, back then. They had to call your phone or something like that. You wasn't just picking up your phone and seeing all these crazy messages. People, you know what I mean? I don't think cell phones even wasn't prevalent at that time, 95, 96 as it was now. You could just pick it up and see a crazy ass message, or your Twitter, your Instagram, or whatever, your email. It was just different. So, you know, I think that the pressure bust pipes, it got to him, or, you know, he probably both, you know, came to a senses and said, yo, because I was thinking like maybe he didn't see the footage yet, because, you know, he did say that everybody deserves a defense. And I agree with that. I think no matter what the situation looks like, everybody deserves a defense. But maybe he just seemed like he didn't want to attach his brand to this at this point. Let me get the hell out of here right now before I get roasted.
Okay. With that being said, my man Strategy King came in the bill and started shit already, and I love it. He said that Chris Darden was clout chasing, and if that is what if the premise is correct on what you're saying, and he just came and seeing the profile of the case, not looking at any evidence, not looking at anything substantial, was he just going to just get his name back out there? Because we know the only thing he was historically known for was taking that huge L to O.J. Simpson.
I mean, it would have been it's a hell of a move if you would have did it and get out of there, because you didn't, you know, you attach yourself to it. You got your name hot. I'm sure business went through the roof right now for that little bit of time, but now you're not going all the way. Like you're going to first base. You're not scoring a home run. So like you're not going to be, even though you was at that first hearing with him, you're not going to be condemned probably for the rest of your life if you would have defended this man the whole way through, and possibly even won the trial or something like that. How you would have been hated and despised. You know, maybe it was just too much. He got to live. I think he's in LA, right? Yeah, he got to live around the Lokes in his 60s and all that. I mean, I don't think that he wants him and his family, you know, to be in danger like that for years to come. I think it was a smart move for him.
Oh, God, another interesting question or perspective coming from Strategy King. I want to ask you this. He personally thinks that a new attorney should request the court venue to be moved out of LA so Holder can have a fair trial. What you think about that? Said he won't get it in LA.
I would agree. I would probably agree, you know, with that. He probably won't get a fair trial in LA. I could probably definitely agree with that. I mean, again, you know, I love Nipsey and whatnot. I don't really know what happened. I wasn't there. I don't know who did this. Mm-hmm. Speaking as a journalist and just speaking as a regular human being. So, yeah, I think that they probably will. If he has a good attorney, they're going to try to pull all types of strings like that to get him a fair. I mean, that's common sense. They're going to try it. Will they get it? Maybe not. Right, they're definitely going to try. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and we'll see what happens from that. I think that Chris Darden, like we said, in a situation where I think he may have just seen the black eye that was behind this, and maybe I just got to get my name away from it. It's not worth the backlash. It's not worth the attention. I also speculated on the fact that there may be something a little deeper, a little more to read into this. Mm-hmm. And maybe because when you look at the whole death threat thing, it makes no sense to me because he's gotten him before. There's no way. His family's got him. They're trained. He's a high profile attorney. He's used to this kind of smoke. Mm-hmm. He's used to it. So you can't really sell me on that unless they were so good, so believable, so substantial. And there's only a certain level of information that you can be able to go ahead and scare somebody on, and who has that?
Right.
So I was, just thinking out the box, thinking a little bit more into it, because damn, you didn't see this coming into it. We were hearing rumbles that his dad had deep pockets.
We never even found out who he was, though.
Never found out who he was.
Right.
How Chris Darden even came on this case to begin with. People were saying he could have took it on pro bono. Highly doubt that. This motherfucker got paid somehow. We found out he did get paid through a private, what you say?
Funding source.
Private funding source, exactly. So, I mean, that is what it is, man. And just to recap real quick, oh God, you got anything else to say about that, man?
Nah, man, I think that's, we were just pretty much, people that's just, coming in. Peace to everybody that's, watching. Chris Darden did quit, asked to be released, from defending Eric Holder. Now, Eric Holder is the person right now who's being accused and held for allegedly killing Nipsey Hussle, murdering Nipsey Hussle in front of his Marathon store. So that's pretty much the breaking news. Also, Black Sam, who was Nipsey Hussle's brother, filed a petition to take control over his $2 million estate today. And another story, I guess we'll talk about here, was Young Thug.
Yeah.
Down in Miami, pretty much a victim they're saying of a drive-by shooting. Wasn't hit. His team got out of there good, but they're saying he was a victim of that crazy situation. Offset, I think the other day, his studio.
Yeah, we talked about that. I don't think we dropped it, but we talked about that too.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a wild. I know we already know how they give it up in the South, but it seems like everywhere now. These rappers, man, it's just, I don't know. It's crazy, man.
It's scary. And we were talking about how scary it is, and you can't blame them for having guns. But we know both Offset and Young Thug, they're dealing with legal situations where neither one of them personally can have any gun or situation around them. And they're both being looked at, have pending cases. And we all know the mess that shit is in. But they're fearing for their life out there. And I'm thinking, damn, you feel for them in a way, but then, and not to put any blame on them. I mean, people in the chat room, y'all do what y'all do. But we see him profiling a lot. Everybody's out with the whips. Everybody's out with the jewels and showing their wealth and showing it off to people that don't have it. And there's motherfuckers out here starving, and if they can get a drop on you, they will.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, dare I say they tone it down a little bit? Oh God, what do you think?
They're not going to tone it down. They're just going to have to just roll with that type of heavy artillery. At this point, they can afford it. They can buy them jewels. They can afford to pay $200 or $350 an hour, whatever these guys charge, probably even more for more high profile guys, to protect them. They got some real good security squads out there. We see them, rolling with a few people on Instagram and whatnot that, going to protect you with their life. And that's what they do. So, if I was a rapper and whatnot, and I was high profile, I would definitely have heavy artillery, everywhere I went. You know what I'm saying? Definitely, because if you're going, we're going to have a, it's going to be like Jay-Z said, it's going to be World War III out this, you know what I mean? So, yeah, if you can afford it, definitely do it.
I mean, there's some real nice security agencies out here and shit now. We seen how 6ix9ine was rolling around. He had the best. Yeah. And I'm not saying you got to go that route, but make sure you straight and make sure that motherfuckers know if you try to come through here, you might go and you're going to see some heavy gunfire back.
It's going to come back at you. And it's good. It's easy to, when it's coming back at you is a whole different. You know what I mean? It's like they say, everybody thinks it's easy to get in the ring with Tyson. When them hits start hitting you and shit, you're like, whoa. So, you know what I mean? It's sad. I see people in the chat room going in on Young Thug.
Yeah, you know that was coming.
Yeah, even though I disagree with some of the stuff, I don't want to see him get shot, killed, and nothing like that.
At
you know
all.
what I'm saying? At all. I want him to be, do what he's doing in his career and whatnot, even though he does some silly shit.
He was doing silly shit, but we always rooted for him on this podcast. It was never anything, even though we gave him tough love. He was out here. I mean, millions and millions of followers on Instagram. Those are kids. Those ain't us. You know what I mean? So he has a huge impersonation on these babies out here. So you want to see him doing the right thing. You want to see him get away from the addictions that he had, the legal troubles that he had, and start growing and evolving as an artist, because he's a talented artist. Some of this shit's weird, but when he gets down to it and he starts spitting, I'm like, okay, yeah, I can vibe with some of this shit. See how his music evolves. I like how some of these young boys that 2 or 3 years ago, even when we started this, were like, who the fuck are these clowns? And now we're kind of looking at him maturing and going, okay, yeah, I got respect for you. I'm liking where you're going with it. So definitely. I'm not saying he was there yet, but he could have been and potentially been one of those dudes. And you don't want to see the dude, God forbid anything happen to him.
Nah, definitely not. It's got to be more, safer out there. If you're just tuning in, if you've been in for a while, if you haven't, please go ahead and hit the like button for us. We do appreciate that. I appreciate that, D. Carroll, for asking people to go ahead and hit that, like button tonight. But yeah, man, explosive, you know what I mean, panel, tonight. we gonna keep rocking though, man. You know how we do, man. All week long, dropping content for the people. If y'all don't know, we're on Spotify, iTunes, and Google Play. You can find that link in the description box if you want to listen to our full podcast in its entirety. If you're at work, you can't necessarily go on YouTube. Y'all can check the full podcast out, on iTunes, Spotify, and all that.
And we do appreciate y'all always doing that. Make sure y'all hit that 5-star rating on that joker. Make sure y'all leave a comment because all that shit goes a long way. Oh, God, before we recap and close the showdown,
yes, sir.
I did say Sia Bella, our homegirl, Kansu's in the building. Shout out Kansu.
Oh, man. What up, Kansu?
She said something kind of blasphemous. It irked me, but I ain't want to interrupt you and change the topic. But I talked about my top albums of 2018. And I said Nipsey, obviously Victory Lap, and I like Meek Mill's joint.
Yeah.
Championships.
Yeah, they fired.
Two of my favorites of 2018.
Yep.
Two of her favorites was Queen and Carter 5.
I ain't got no problem with that.
I do.
I mean, she was a woman. I mean, go ahead. Yeah, speak on it.
You speak on that.
Elaborate on that. I don't have a problem with it. I mean, everybody has different experiences. It's the reason why we like Nipsey and Meek more. You know what I mean? Who knows, what her experiences are or what her reasons are for liking it. They're good bodies of work, both of them. You can't say that they're not. They're great bodies of work.
I love them.
Yeah.
I don't know. Hold on. Let me not say that. Let me retract that because then people, they hang everywhere. I don't love them. I love both artists. Right. I wanted to see the Carter 5 do more, but I thought that it fell in the it fell kind of where I thought it was going to be because of the time. And because I don't think that he really put in any extra time outside of.
We ain't gonna pop in the chat room, nigga.
I'm being respectful. I love the album. Right. You know what I'm saying? But I think that if it was some newer, more dated or up to date kind of content, I think it would have been a lot doper. I give it criticism there. And I wanted to see Wayne evolve. I wanted to hear some more personal stuff. We all know he could spit, one of the greatest spitters of all time. But I wanted to hear him evolve like we see a lot of our older rappers doing. Queen, love the album.
It's fire.
But I'm just not, I don't know. I'm not saying that it wasn't in the top 10, top 5 albums of mine. It just wasn't in mine. It really wasn't. And I'm not disrespecting Nicki. I love Nicki Minaj. I thought that she did a great body of work. She probably had the best female album of the year. It is.
Over Cardi? Really?
As far as content?
I mean, Cardi won. Didn't she get the best? One of them, she won, didn't she?
And she probably deserved it. I mean, I'm not.
It wasn't her body of work wasn't bad either, really, to be honest. I mean, for the sound now and everything, it's not bad. Cardi B at this point, man. I don't have a problem, with that. I would definitely say Nipsey, which has definitely grown on me. When you sit down and really listen to it.
Hell of an album.
Yeah. And people don't really, with this whole streaming thing, it's kind of like pick a song here, a song here. I don't think people really rarely ever, maybe I'm a little naive, listen to full bodies of work anymore, and that's something that you can go top to bottom as well as Meek Mill. Both of them is fire, man. Like I said, I could have definitely agreed those being my top 2 as well.
Indeed. Sia Bella said, do a review on that Joyner Lucas though. That you heard the Joyner Lucas joint. I played it a little bit.
Yeah, we played it one time. Yeah,
we didn't get to really play it again. I played it a couple times.
It was one of the best songs that I heard this year so far. I'll tell you that.
I've been saying this about this dude. Even when we started the podcast, we would say like our young rappers that we see coming and evolving. I know he was definitely one of mine back from even when he did Ross Capricornia, or I forgot what that young man's name was. When I got introduced to that back in probably 2014 by Jay, it was like, yo, damn, this dude got talent. The way he can story tell and the way he can bring you through a story and tie it all in. This is real fucking talent that we need to hear out here, especially in that day, in that way where it was a lot of bullshit being thrown at us. It was a breath of fresh air to hear him and then to see him evolve. And it seems like this dude drops like a major song once a year. Yeah. Like he has his fire here and there, but then it's that one song that you go, damn, did you hear that Joyner Lucas joint?
Yeah, it's fire.
So for him to make impact like that is great. I mean, he's getting conversation started, controversy started. You see Toni Lauren kind of getting in there and loving her black men and injecting her black man conversation. So it's great, man. And I really like what that boy's doing, like that brother's doing. I would love to get him on the podcast because he was talking shit on what's that man's name? Rosenberg on Hot 97. They had an interview with Rosenberg and he was on his phone texting and kind of being a little bit ignoring Joyner Lucas, and he didn't appreciate that. He was in there, he got up early trying to answer all the questions and he was being a little bit ignored. He didn't appreciate that. So Rosenberg tried to spin it, whatever. But we would love to have him on here to have a real conversation because I've been riding for him for a long time.
That's what's up, man. Chris Hall put Nip killed that Victory Lap, though. Definitely, man. That's a great ass body of work.
That's a fact.
And I really slept on, Nipsey's the way he can spit. The dude could really spit. Like he's fire, like for real, man. So, shout out to him, that body of work, And definitely that's that Freddie Gibbs, Zero. Yeah, I mean, they rocking, you know what I mean?
Hot 97 steady fucking up.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, well, we're not going to do that to them tonight.
Nah, man.
I've been seeing a lot of things that I do like from Ebro, and I know I've been critical of Ebro. Got respect for that man. Summer Jam, what he done at Hot 97.
Right.
I'm just off of evolution and the way we on right now, taking no prisoners. Respectfully, taking no prisoners.
Right. No doubt, man. Definitely,
I mean?
definitely, man. But yeah, man, I guess on the way out of here, we're going to bang. Y'all hear our new theme song yet? The Uncensored Truth podcast theme song. It's on the beginning now of every video, whether it be viral hip hop news uncensored, or the Uncensored Truth podcast. Man, we're gonna blaze that, in a second. My man Riz 609 is the artist. So yeah, we're gonna blaze that for a little bit, Sam, man. Let him hear that joint.
Yeah, man, let's get a poll, man. If y'all fucker with it, hit that 1. If y'all don't, hit that 2.
Sir.
Let's hear what the people got to say. Hold on.
Hit them like buttons.
I like my truth uncensored. My whole network fight.
If you feeling it, hit the 1.
Quarterback. I got them shits flying like spiders. I like my truth uncensored.
We got you on our game predictions.
Network fight.
We got you. Give us 1 second.
12 and a half, get you a quarterback. I got them shits flying like spiders.
Sixes all day. That's all
Now
I'm saying.
tuned into the greatest.
Motherfucker, you ain't never lie. If them people watching us like YouTube, then tell them motherfuckers like and subscribe.
That's what's up.
If the blood still, I still click a bell.
J. Murray, that's what's up.
Get the feeling like string a bell. Oh God, you better pay me like Uncle Sam. Hey, you walking like Bambi if them numbers playing. I ignore cause I got no time for
We got a 2. Salute to being real.
No doubt.
Always like it being real on this motherfucker, man. But the ones that dominating. Can't deny a hit.
That's right. Sixes all day.
Rashad Brooks, we see you. Salute to you, family. Always live. Always giving real perspective. We salute to everybody out here in the chat room right now. Drop them area codes.
Said he nailed it. That's what's up. See if Bella's dancing. I'm running.
Work.
All right, man. We appreciate your honest opinion. Dolores put 22222. That's all cool, Dolores Teller. Appreciate it. Nevertheless, 214.
Yeah, man, that's our man Riz 609. We had him in the building a couple weeks ago. He did more Malcolm Less Martin with Conway the Machine.
Yeah,
that brother's working, man, and
Yes,
we
sir.
appreciate what he does. But oh God, I seen something in the building. 757. What up? Before we get out of here, Rockets Warriors Game 6 in Houston. We all know Durant's out. Big game, man. Warriors
7.
up 3-2.
It's going 7.
You think it's going 7?
It's going 7. I think it's going 7.
If it goes 7, then the Rockets may win.
Yeah.
If
Durant's done for the not this playoffs, but for this series.
right. No, I think this is a situation right now, and I've been critical of Steph. Steph's somebody I really like, and I admire Steph Curry for sure.
Mhm.
I think this is a situation in Game 6 where he has to step up, and that brother needs to throw up 40 or 50.
Think
Now,
he can do
I think he can.
Okay.
And do I think he'll do it? Let me go out on a limb and say, I think he will. I think Steph is going to take over tonight in Houston.
What time?
Somewhere 9 o'clock. We got a couple more minutes. So
All
in
right,
our,
cool.
in our post-production, we'll go ahead and watch the first quarter.
Yeah, no doubt.
Something where he hasn't historically done. Because when Durant came in, or right before, when they went and beat the Bulls record of 70 wins, they went 72. And that, they
That
was something
Bulls,
crazy.
yeah.
And they beat that, and the expectation was to go ahead and win the championship easy, and they let LeBron come back 3-1, and LeBron kind of sunned Steph Curry. He kind of shrunk under the light.
Mhm.
And then when Durant got there, he played second fiddle. He kind of shrunk under the light. And the last couple of years in the playoffs, I haven't really seen the Steph Curry that I've seen them MVP years. This is a prime time and a prime position for Steph Curry to get back to that Steph Curry of old. Start draining them threes. Start getting in the power position in a lightning rod of a Houston Rockets stadium. It's going to be electrifying in there. Go shut them the fuck up. Throw up 40. Have Klay Thompson feed off you.
Dog.
They couldn't happen.
It's going. I think these are like it's like the Sixers when they was down. You know what I mean? It's like you going back. You know what I'm saying? It's like a must-win situation. Now we know about Harden. You know what I mean? Choke it. You know what I mean? I mean that's just what it is. You know what I'm saying? But I think that they got a killer instinct that they're gonna. Now I don't think they're gonna win the series, but I think they will take it 7. I can't wait to see that game. So my prediction with that is again the Warriors winning. I'm gonna go with the Sixers over the Raptors.
That's tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I'm not mistaken. Tomorrow
afternoon.
night,
Yeah.
afternoon.
It might be tomorrow afternoon.
Okay, and that's gonna be in Toronto, Game 7, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be tough, but I like the Sixers in that one, man. And then we got the Bucks and the
Nah, that's done.
The Bucks are done. Okay,
Bucks shut
so
that down. We got
waiting.
the Nuggets and the Trailblazers. I like the Nuggets in that, man. They got a young team that I forgot that Davic or Dokic or something like that. Them boys out there balling. They got a young squad. I love my man Lillard out in Portland, but he might not have enough firepower for him. Right. I see whoever wins that losing to whoever wins against Houston and the Warriors, and then in the championship. I don't know, man. The Greek Freak, they got whispers out there that motherfucker may win the championship or bring it back to Milwaukee, man. I don't know.
That'd be nice. You know what I'm saying? To get them finally, some competition. Somebody put them a nugget and then that's what's up, man. But yeah, man.
Jokic, that's right. My fault.
Also, a rookie mini camp opened today.
He's like always talking about them fucking Eagles.
I'm telling you, man. I've been watching the Philadelphia Eagles channel on YouTube, and I love it, man.
God.
Matter of fact, on the way home, I'll be listening to the Eagles. They put a video up on YouTube just now. I'm gonna watch.
See, old guy, he's a perfect dude to put your kid to sleep going home because he listen to the boring ass Eagles. If you got a baby and something, you know what I mean.
First look at Eagles rookie mini camp. I watch all that shit, man.
But nah, man, I'm joking, man. Salute to any of the Eagles that happen to watch. Y'all more than welcome to come on the podcast anytime. You got a diehard fan over there to your right, the north side. You know what I mean? But yeah, salute to everybody watching right now. Hopefully the Skins can get themselves together. Wayne Haskins, what up? Sweet, what up? DC welcomes you with open motherfucking arms. Dallas next year. Oh, Rashad, man.
Come on, man.
Fly,
Eagles, fly. That's right. Where are the Eagles fans at in here, man? Let's go.
Hopefully all two of y'all can hit that like button and get up out of here.
But yeah, man, another episode of the Uncensored Truth podcast and the book. Do me a favor, if you haven't already done it, if you enjoyed the content tonight, please go ahead and hit that like button. Also, feel free to go into the description box and follow us. Our other links down there. We got a whole bunch of things down there. Just go, follow them. We'll definitely be sure to follow you back. We appreciate each and every person that listened in tonight. We know the game's about to start in a few minutes. Everybody gonna want to watch that. But that's all I got over here, though, Sam, man.
One more thing before I get out of here, and everyone go enjoy a game, man. Salute and love to all the mothers out there, because we may have been on tomorrow, but I think we got some traveling and stuff going on.
Yeah.
So before we get out of here, happy Mother's Day to all your mothers out there. Salute to all the mothers in the chat room. Mm-hmm. God bless each and every one of y'all. I know it's Montez Sweat. I was messing with Montez Sweat a little bit because I seen something online a little earlier. Montez Sweat, salute to you, brother. But yeah, man, salute and God bless all the beautiful mothers out there who do their thing, constantly staying strong. We love you. You're adored. Salute.
Yes. Y'all have a beautiful, beautiful night. On the way out of here, we'll listen to my man Riz 609. Once again, this is now our official theme song. Peace, love, light, and success to everybody out there.
Indeed, that's work. We'll get that up.
Yes, sir.
Section. I just stay calm and see the value in the lesson. The hard top was sin, the drop top was a blessing. I like my truth uncensored. My whole network fire.
Rest in peace, Sean Taylor, the greatest safety of all time. HTTR DC in the building for life.
Baby Dawkins.
I don't give a fuck what the record is. Man.
Shaquan said, thanks, love. Love you, Sam, man.
Love you back. Salute to you.
Cowgirls. All right, man. We out here, man. You have a good night, man. Go watch that game. We'll be back Monday dropping fresh content once again together. But on individual channels, we drop stuff every single day. Marcus Scott said he got the Sean Taylor rookie card.
How much you want for that? Email me. dlsmediainc1@gmail.com if you're trying to sell that.
That's dope. See you, Bella. We out here. We appreciate you rocking out, moderating, and all that. I ain't see Kitty tonight, but it's all good. All right, we out here.
Peace.